Warrior Island. On a mysterious island, grandmasters of martial arts train 16 fighters from around the world. The fighters train and fight for your vote, and you help decide their fate by voting online. Who will become the ultimate island warrior? Where great warriors are discovered and fans have a voice.
Welcome to Warrior Island.
We are here live at Warrior Island, and tonight, for the first time in history, you, the fans, get a voice and help decide which fighters get to come to Warrior Island and train with the masters and grandmasters of martial arts to compete to become the ultimate island warrior.
That's right, fans. For the very first time, you at home get to go onto your social media, watch these fights on your television. You're going to watch the fights, find your favorite fighter, and vote for that fighter up to 10 times on the Warrior Island Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, on the warriorisland.info. Get in there and vote for your favorite fighters, because these fighters are going to fight as hard as they can as warriors to get your vote to come to the island. The 16 winners will travel to the island. They will train with the Grand Masters of Martial Arts. Ron Van Cleef, the Black Dragon, Dan the Beast Severn, UFC veteran, Orlando Rivera, Renzo Gracie, Helsing Gracie, Sifu Chow, Sifu Lau. I mean, the list goes on of some of the greatest Grand Masters of martial arts and fight coaches in the world. And they're going to fight on the island and train on the island, not in a cage, not in a sound studio, but in the sand, in the water, in the jungle, mountains, caves. It's real warriors who have to fight no matter where they are. But more importantly than the fighting, they have to learn character, to be a good person, learn the Tiki code, to learn respect, honor, empathy, integrity, all the things that a real world warrior should have. You've been given the ability to fight, to be a warrior, use it for good, not for evil.
Yeah, anybody who has followed martial arts for any amount of time will know that the names that Ronan James Jefferson just mentioned are the best in the world. I've known you for a long time, James Jefferson, for well over 10 years. When you told me about the idea for Warrior Island, the first thing that came to mind is this is a winner.
Absolutely. We're going to go. We went to venues all around the world. We found some of the great promotions. We found some of the great fighters. We filmed these fighters for you. Now you're going to get to vote for them watching the fights tonight. So every Saturday at 10 p.m. you'll tune into the Warrior Island Fight Night, and you're going to watch and get excited about getting these fighters onto the island.
So tell us a little bit about what people can actually see when they actually tune into Warrior Island. What's the first thing they'll see as the show develops?
Well, on the fight night, you're going to see 3-4 really good fights every fight night. But then when these fighters get voted on by you to come to the island, they'll arrive by boat. They'll come onto the island, have to show respect to the Grandmasters. Then right out of the get-go, they're going to be training. They're going to be dieting. They're going to be learning all this code for the better character. And all along, you as the fans on the Warrior Island show are going to give them more things, like maybe more rest, more nutrition, more protein, maybe a massage. If they don't earn your respect, if they're not showing good character, we might wake them up in the middle of the night, give them a little bit less water, less protein. So they have to earn all these different things, kind of like some of these movies out there like Death Race or Hunger Games. So some of that great stuff, but it's going to be real life with real fighters, and not in a cage, not in a soundstage, on a real island and real fighting.
You mentioned something earlier that I think is so important to drill down a little bit on, and that is the respect. I've been very fortunate to be commentating fights for almost 20 years now. When I talk to the fighters and we go aside and we get them to become a little more forthright, they start telling me a little bit about their lives. Martial arts not just helps keep them out of trouble, keep them out of jail. They actually say it saved my life. The happiness, the moving with the body, it gives them a place to channel their energy in a good form rather than in the bad way.
Absolutely. So tonight you're going to see that. You're going to see fighters fighting, and they're fighting for you. So it might not be the winner you vote for. You may vote for the loser because that person showed better heart, better spirit, desire, good character, and then they'll develop better fighting skills with the Grandmasters that we mentioned.
And real quickly, as we get out, the other important element here that has never been done in the history of martial arts content and martial arts television, you, the fan, actually get to have a voice for the first time. This is an interactive show. The fans actually get to tell you who stays and who doesn't stay on the island.
It's amazing. So you have to watch the fights tonight. You have to vote. Don't wait. be interactive and have a voice. So where great warriors are discovered and you, the fan, have a voice.
All I can think to do now is go watch some great fights. Can we go see some fights?
Let's go to the fight.
Let's hit it!
Warning. The following TV show contains combative sports scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. While we are working with these warriors to teach them the Tiki Code, it's a process. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy, and don't forget to vote for your favorite fighter at warriorisland.info. That's warriorisland.info.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome! Buenos noches, damas y caballeros, y bienvenidos! And to our Russian-speaking friends in the audience, Dobro Pozholavat. Welcome, everyone, to Global Proving Ground 21, fighting for autism awareness. We want to thank not just the fans, but the fighters, their trainers, and all the family members who have supported them through this lengthy process leading to right here. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our first fighter in this 135-pound class competition. This 24-year-old stands at 5'9" and weighs 136 pounds and is making his pro MMA debut. Hailing from Philadelphia and representing Henzo Gracie Philly and Semper Fi MMA, to my right in the blue corner, Kenny Richmond. His opponent is a 20-year-old standing at 5'9" and weighing 135 pounds. This returning GPG contender is seeking his first professional MMA win. Representing Martinez BJJ. To my left, in the red corner, Anthony Dill.
Time for our opener in the Bantamweight division for Warrior Island Fight Night, round number 1.
Round 1.
Anthony Dill versus Kenneth Richmond. Kenneth Richmond on the left-hand side of your screen in the brown and orange Venom trunks. Anthony Dill in the red trunks, fighting out of the red corner. Already the kicks from Kenneth Richmond. Real nice Muay Thai style. And the teep kick from Richmond. Richmond undefeated as an amateur, making his pro debut here tonight. Already looking good. Dill now pressing Richmond up against the cage. Already a lot of action out of these 135-pounders. Nice right hand there on the break from Dill. But those Muay Thai kicks of Richmond, those will pay dividends later. Now shoots the double and dumps Dill down. Dill fighting off his back. Good job getting back up to his feet for Anthony Dill. Anthony Dill with the dreadlocks. Pressing the action now, trying to push Richmond back. Richmond has a real nice tight style. You gotta like those hands. He wants to get on the island. Warrior Island. So proud to be working with One Family Media as we present Warrior Island Fight Night. Don't forget, you decide tonight who goes to the island to compete for the ultimate title. Right hand there from Dill. He says, take that with you. Good action here in the first minute and a half of the opener here at Warrior Island Fight Night. I'm Jordan J. Adams from United Fight Alliance. Glad you joined us. We can't wait to tell you more about this island. The most important thing for you to know is you guys vote. You vote on your favorite fighter. Spinning back kick there from Richmond. You're going to vote for your favorite fighter. It doesn't matter their record, you decide. You have the voice. So if you'd like, oh, beautiful left hand there from Dill now. He may have hurt Richmond. He's pressing the action. He's got the over-under. Looking to press the action now with Richmond. at the halfway mark of round number 1. So don't forget, you're voting for your fighter tonight, where the fans have a voice. Warrior Island Fight Night. We have fighters from all styles and fights from all over the world, not just United States, Russia, England. Oh, beautiful hip toss there. And now Richmond looking to get to the dominant position. Dill now fighting off his back, closes up his guard. And now Richmond will be looking to posture up and create as much damage as he can from the mount. Or I should say from the closed guard now of Dill. Temporarily opened it up, now closes it back up again with 1 minute and 55 seconds to go in the opener. It's been all action from these bantamweights. Dill on the bottom, Richmond on the top. Richmond's path to this fight was all wins as an amateur. Anthony Losarelli in CFFC. Marco Cardona, back to the feet they go. Nice kick there from Dill. Dill needs to work his way back into this round. They have a nice action-packed last minute and a half of round number 1. May be able to steal the round. Right now, Richmond, on my unofficial card, is leading the fight. His beautiful kicks. Dill wisely, shooting the double now is Richmond. That double has been there for him with that first takedown of the night, and now with this, goes into the closed guard of Dill. Richmond beating Marco Cardona in XFE back in earlier part of this decade, and Brandon Cromartie. All of those wins were decision wins. Richmond has yet to stop any of his opponents, but he also has yet to lose to any of his opponents. Dill now looking for the heel, trying to set up a triangle. Richmond wisely felt that triangle developing and pulled out safely. Dill has fighting out of Grindhouse MMA and Fitness. And now back to the feet they go. Round 2 of Warrior Island Fight Night when we return.
Rage and insane. Bicycle kicks to the edge, you're harder than Luke Kang. Cover 3 hits, switch when you with the deal switch. Arms raised high, I stitch, cause I win. I can see through all your imperfections. I beg to differ, but you think that you can handle me. Count me step from street, because I tower over everything. Knock, knock, my right will hit like hard rocks. Turn back the clocks, get hype, and turn it up a notch. I see it struggling.
Welcome back to Warrior Island Fight Night. Jordan J. Adams, United Fight Alliance. A nice close-up look there at Anthony Dill, trying to figure out how to climb his way back into this fight. The first round clearly going to Ken Richmond, who had a couple of takedowns, dominant position, beating Dill to the kicks. Round number 2, here we go. 5 minutes at 135 pounds. Anthony Dill in the red trunks, fighting out of the red corner. Ken Richmond, beautiful action. Dill opening up very, very actively, going for the hip toss. Good defense there from Ken Richmond. Dill must have got some heated in-between round adjustments from his corner. And now with great head movement, look at that. Anderson Silva style, even calling Ken Richmond in. Ken Richmond shoots the double, now the single. Good sprawl there from Anthony Dill. Beautiful work here from Dill, good defense, but now finally conceding. He'll have his back up against the cage. At least he could give himself a good chance at cage walking, but he looks resigned to the fact of staying on his back. Good try there. But now he closes up his guard. He might be fishing. He's got the figure 4 body lock now. He's going to be trying to keep Richmond down in tight, prevent him from posturing up, try to prevent damage. Conversely, you can see Ken Richmond making his pro debut here tonight, now trying to posture up and rain down some damage and continue his winning ways. He's undefeated as an amateur and making his pro debut here tonight would like nothing better than to remain undefeated as a fighter. Beautiful shot there from the truck. Warrior Island Fight Night truck doing a good job there. Referee wasn't seeing enough action, stands up the bantamweights, only to be dropped again is Anthony Dill. That double leg and single leg is there all night long for Ken Richmond. But Dill's doing a good job of preventing damage. I do see what looks to be a small cut on the forehead over the left eye, or actually in the middle of the forehead, primarily of Anthony Dill. Don't forget, DuPont Networks presents Warrior Island. On a mysterious island, grandmasters of martial arts train 16 fighters from around the world. The fighters train and fight for your vote. You guys have the voice. And you help decide their fate by voting online who will be the next ultimate island warrior, where great warriors are discovered and fans have a voice. Right now you are watching a 135-pound tilt between Anthony Dill and Ken Richmond. And the referee here loves the action. Looks like he might be an injury timeout with some sort of a throat issue. Anthony Dill's having trouble breathing. Hard to tell here whether he may have a cut on the inside of the mouth, which would be surprising to stop the action for something like that. But clearly Anthony Dill is uncomfortable with either his mouth guard or some sort of a cut on the inside of the mouth of Anthony Dill. Getting some water. He'll most likely get 5 minutes. Let's see if we can see what happened right here. Oh, it was the elbow. Beautiful elbow. Great replay, guys. But that still is surprising to me. You don't get to just say, oh, that hurt, I want to take a timeout. That elbow really bothered me. Can we take a little time for me to shake it off? I mean, this is an MMA fight. I don't know. It's a confusing one to me. I'll try to make my way over to the referee in between rounds and see if we can figure out what happened there. But time is put back in on the clock. 2 minutes to go here in round 2. It's been all Ken Richmond. Ken Richmond fighting out of Henzo Gracie, Philly. And I'm sure Henzo's very proud to see his protege in there doing a good job trying to work his way onto the island. What do you think of Ken Richmond? It's your decision here tonight. Nice leg kick there from Dill. Dill trying to work his way back in. He's going to need some flashy action here in the final minute and a half of round number 1 if he's going to climb his way back into this fight. You want to find out more information about our docuseries? Oh, another double leg. If you want to find out more about our docuseries Warrior Island, go to all of our social media, like our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter. Go to our website, warriorisland.info. Find out more information about our comic book series. Another double leg for Richmond. That's probably his 5th double leg of the night. And it has been there, we've talked forever that 12-6 elbow to the spine will not be allowed. Richmond looks okay. We'll see if the referee takes a point away from Dill. Richmond will be given up to 5 minutes to shake it off. I believe he's getting nope, I thought the referee is taking him over to the center of the cage. He'll probably most likely get a warning if he hasn't taken the point by now. There's that 12-6 right to the spine. That is extremely illegal. Any spine strike is illegal, but a 12-6 elbow, the doctor's going to come in and make sure he's okay. Don't forget, warriorisland.info to vote for your favorite fighter, regardless of whether they win or lose. So throughout the evening tonight, if a fighter catches your fancy, if you like their determination, if you like their will to win, their aggressiveness, or maybe their humility, whatever it is you like about that fighter, you have the voice. Warrior Island, where warriors are bred, warriors are trained. Some of the best masters and coaches on the face of the planet will be on Warrior Island, and referee's going to set him up. Dill showing proper respect there, apologizing for the 12-6. Back into, now you can see those looping elbows are legal, as are the punches that Richmond is laying on Dill now. Dill wisely back to his feet. Dill's done a good job all night long of getting back to his feet. See, you know, he's in the fight. He's keeping himself in the fight. But the takedown after takedown after takedown, those are the types of things the judges are scoring. And while Dill is surviving, and Dill's having a good fight, beautiful hip toss there. And again, there's Dill back to his feet. Hey, you know, our Warrior Island turns bullies into protectors. And what better way to do that than with some of the best masters and coaches in the world?
Round 3.
Welcome back to Warrior Island Fight Night, everybody. Jordan J. Adams. You are looking at the bantamweights right now, trying to make their way onto the island. Anthony Dill in the red trunks, fighting out of the red corner. Ken Richmond in the brown and orange Venom trunks, fighting out of the blue corner. It's been all Richmond. Richmond, the key to the fight, as I see it, Richmond has been able to get the takedowns when he's needed it. It's been good trading, and they're equally matched when they're standing. But right here, you're looking at, here's the ankle pick. Ken Richmond, it's been a wrestling clinic for Richmond. He's been able to get the takedown every time he's needed it. This is his 6th or 7th attempt, and it's his 6th or 7th success. So the sprawl has not been working for Anthony Dill. And now Richmond, with the big lead, can coast from the closed guard of Dill. Although this referee has been very active at standing up the fighters, it has not been enough for Dill. Dill's not been able to get the offense going when they've been on their feet and when Dill has needed it the most. And here you'll see Richmond just slide him out. Gets the hands underneath the lower back and slides Dill out. Dill trying to keep him in tight. He didn't want that punch. And now Dill back to his feet. Now Dill, finally Dill with the dump. Oh! Anthony Dill says, all right, 2 can play at that game. Looks like there's a cut on the right elbow of Ken Richmond. It looks like probably that big elbow that hurt Dill earlier, and that's probably what that timeout was for. Richmond cutting his elbow on Dill's teeth. And Dill had, if you remember, had that timeout where he was checking and the doctor was checking his teeth. Now Dill with the beatdown. He's got the figure 4 body lock on Richmond, taking his back, going for the submission. Richmond sliding into the closed guard. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful tip there from Ken Richmond. He was in trouble. Dill had the figure 4 body lock on. He was raining down punches. And Kenneth Richmond slides back into the now open guard of Anthony Dill. A little bit of action there for Dill. He's got 2 minutes left to try to put it together here. Now he's going for the triangle. Dill with the triangle attempt. Both of these 135-pounders trying to make it onto the island. How will you vote? How will you vote at the end of this fight? Richmond now looking to pass the guard, goes into side control, letting his hands go from side control, and most importantly, those elbows. Very effective for Richmond in this fight. Now letting the right hands go. You can see the coaches screaming their encouragement. Minute and a half to go here in this bantamweight matchup. Warrior Island Fight Night. I'm Jordan J. Adams. Glad you joined us. Warrior Island Fight Night, where you have the voice and great warriors are made. Fighters from all over the world here tonight. We have fighters from Russia, England, Canada, Portugal, and more. Go to warriorisland.info for more information on our docu-series, our comic book series, and most importantly, getting on to the island. Ken Richmond now into the now closed guard of Anthony Dill. This is Richmond's pro debut. And Dill now in desperation mode, less than a minute to go. Dill out of Grindhouse MMA and Fitness, trying to put something together here. He's been a very good referee for Dill. A lot of referees would let that go longer. But Dill, again, you know, here's the 8th, 9th shot from Richmond. Dill just no answer. You know his corner is going to take him, and before his next fight, he is going to learn the sprawl. Dill will be learning the sprawl. He'll be training the heck out of that. But Dill has not gotten blown out here tonight. He's had some submissions attempts like that. He's had some good submission attempts. He survived a lot of great offense, and you can see the good respect there out of the 135-pounders. It looks like Richmond may have hurt his teeth as well. A good fight for the dentists.
Stepping to the cage on Grace Rage, insane. Bicycle kicks to the edge, you're harder than Liu Kang. Cover 3 hits, 1 to the muted, the gear switch. Entrees high, I stitch, cause I win. I can see through all your imperfections. I beg to differ if you think that you can handle me. Count me step from street because I tower over everything. Knock, knock, my right will hit like hard rocks. Turn back the clocks, get hype and turn it up a notch. I see you struggling. When you get hands up. Just let the hands
Welcome back to Warrior Island Fight Night, where fans have a voice and great warriors are discovered. I'm Jordan J. Adams. We are visiting the beautiful Estoril, Portugal, where the welterweights now do battle to try to make the island. Julez, the Bull Loftus, fighting out of Dundee, Scotland, versus Francisco Silva, fighting out of Chaco, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Silva on the left with the Brazilian board shorts. And Julez Loftus coming in for, and the double leg takedown by Silva. Loftus was all hands and kind of ill-advisedly came in and was taken down. You got to really be careful with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Once they get you into this position, it could be a long, painful night. Right now, Silva, with so much experience, over 40 professional fights, he's 8-1 in his last 9 fights, is very deadly when he is inside control like this. He's going to slowly increase the pressure. He's going to look for weaknesses. Right now, Loftus just not doing too much. He's going to get mounted if he's not careful. Those little rabbit punches aren't going to do much. He needs to be shrimping out of this position. He needs to be trying to get over toward the cage, and there's the mount. Francisco Silva now, it's just a matter of time. Ground and pound, letting the hands go. Oh, he's letting those punches go. And really no answer from Loftus. Loftus with only one fight under his belt. It was an amateur loss. This is his pro debut. And he should be getting those hands on Silva's legs and trying to push out or trying to walk over toward the cage and do a cage walk. But right now it's ground and pound. Francisco Silva letting the hands go. Referee's going to stop this one. If Loftus cannot mount an intelligent defense, it is over. Francisco Silva now 9-1 in his last 10 fights. Makes a huge case to go to Warrior Island. Beautiful win for Francisco Silva, 10-1.
Hello and warm welcome from London. We are at Troxy Theatre at UC MMA 35 in association with GPG, Global Proving Grounds. What are we expecting to see tonight?
Well, Silvio, my name is Neil Goliath Grove, and I'm one of the fighters in Warrior Island. Bojan, thank you guys. We're going to expect a stacked card with some amazing fights. We have middleweight title fight between Carlos Vermola and the reigning champion Denison Sutherland. And then there's a couple of guys starting their debut fights, so all exciting stuff.
Well, I'll be keeping a close eye on the contenders tonight, obviously hoping that some of them are going to get voted to be on the island, because I will be responsible for getting them in shape and polishing them up. So it will be a very interesting event for me to watch and experience.
Yeah, I just heard that you're one of the coaches and one of the strength and conditioning coaches, and I'm looking forward to it. I've seen some of your movies. You're an exciting fighter, world champion as well. So yeah, many years ago, it doesn't matter. You still look in great shape. So looking forward to it. Good evening, folks.
Thanks, guys. I can't wait to watch Neil fight and to get some world-class coaching from Silvio on the island. Right now, you're getting a look at Alexander Bilbrovka, and now, of course, Theo Michalidis. The 145-pounders at the featherweight will be scrapping for 3 rounds now to see who gets on the island. They will be vying for your votes. Here we go. 3 3-minute rounds at 145 pounds. Michalidis in the red trunks, Bilbrovka in the white, and Michalidis now pressuring Bilbrovka. Bilbrovka's hanging in there. He's scrappy. Michalidis, though, they call him 300. He is the true warrior, an absolute Spartan inside the cage. Bilbrovka making his pro debut here tonight, looking to get the big upset over Theo Michalidis. Michalidis undefeated, 3-0 coming into this featherweight matchup. Good scraps so far, good punches. Kick caught there by Bilbrovka. And it looked to be an inadvertent groin strike to Bilbrovka. He'll have 5 minutes in which to try to shake it off. You'll get plenty of time. Good opportunity for me to say Warrior Island Fight Night, where fans have a voice and great warriors are discovered. Fights from around the globe with fighters from all styles of fighting. USA, Russia, United Kingdom, Portugal, where we just came from. By the way, that Estoril, Portugal, where we just came from, was the birthplace of James Bond. There you see that groin strike. That was definitely an accident. And there, Bilbrovka Getting plenty of time. Take the full 5. I've never understood why fighters don't take the full 5 minutes. They're yours. And look at, he's limping back to Michalidis. Did not take the time. To the center of the cage they go. 2 minutes left to go in the opener. Michalidis with the pressure. Bilbrovka with the big, wide, looping punches. The windmill punches. The spinning back kick. He hadn't closed the distance first. Tried that spinning back kick from way too far away, and now all the pressure with 300. 300 now pushing Bilbrovka up against the cage. Now the elbows. Elbow again. 2 elbows. Left elbow, right elbow. Another elbow. Michalidis is absolutely deadly. Now the knee. Back to the center of the cage they go. Bilbrovka is a gamer. He can take the punishment. He ate a lot of elbows there up against the cage. Now down he goes. Taking the back now is Michalidis. Looking for the rear naked choke. Pulls Bilbrovka down. Bilbrovka wisely hand fighting here. But Michalidis has the figure 4 body lock on, and he is letting his hands go. Now he flattens Bilbrovka out. Bilbrovka has no answer. Bilbrovka is in a lot of trouble here. Bilbrovka trying to get up, but Michalidis now pounding him with hammer fists. Bilbrovka no answer here with just 30 seconds to go in the first round. But it's all Michalidis. Now I see why they call him 300. Flattening out Bilbrovka yet again. The white towel is thrown in. This fight is over! Theo Michalidis remains undefeated and makes a huge case for you voting him on to the island. Silvio Simac is now with the Greek warrior they call 300.
37 seconds in the very first round. Declaring your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, fighting out of the red corner, Theo 300 Michalidis. And your runner-up, Alexander Bilbrovka.
A dominant performance there from Theo Michalidis. Silvio Simac caught a word with a man they call 300.
Congratulations on your victory. What do you have to say? Maybe you'd like to thank your masters or someone who's been training you, your coaches?
Yeah, I want to thank all the guys from my gym, KO Gym, in East London. My master crew Bill, my MMA striking Terry Patwell, and all the guys from KO East London for the help, and Simon as well.
Now, one of the things we feel very strongly about in GPG is bringing back some of the traditional concepts of martial arts, the honor and discipline and respect. How do you feel about that, bringing that back into MMA?
This is the best thing, because for me, mixed martial arts is everything about respect and discipline. That is, for me, is like art.
Now, how do you feel about GPG acting as a platform for fighters to showcase their skills, travel the world and compete?
This is the best way for me, I think, because advertising the fighters and our sport.
Now, okay, I'm going to give you a challenge. If you were to ask the fans why they should vote for you to go to Warrior Island and represent your association, why should they vote for you? What do you have to bring on the show that's very unique and different? Please tell the fans.
I'm a true gladiator. That's why. And I can give nice victories and nice shows.
Raging insane, bicycle kicks to the edge, you're harder than Liu Kang. Cover 3 hits, 1, 2 when you hit the kill switch. Arms raised high, I stitch, cause I win. I can see through all your imperfections. I beg to differ if you think that you can handle me. Count me step from super, cause I tower over everything. Knock, knock, my right will hit like hard rocks. Turn back the clocks, get hype, and turn it up a notch. I see you struggling.
Welcome back to One Family Media and Warrior Island Fight Night. I'm Jordan J. Adams. Coming back to America. Thank you, England. That was a great fight. Really enjoyed being in London. And now we come back stateside. You're getting a good look at the middleweight, Lirim the Gorilla Rufati. They call him Lenny the Gorilla. He's making his fighting debut here tonight, getting his final safety equipment put on, the Vaseline. They'll make sure that the mouth guard is in place. Check for long fingernails. Make sure everything is intact. An Army veteran out of Brooklyn, New York. And listen to the applause here from the New York and New Jersey crowd. They love Lenny the Gorilla. Lirim Rufati, 185 pounds. And his opponent, another New Jersey favorite. He KO'd Edward Cersei in his debut. Anthony Bryson making his way into the cage. Don't forget, this fight is to try to garner your favor, to vote them into Warrior Island, where they'll be trained by masters Ron Van Cleef, Dan Severn, Helson Gracie, Henzo Gracie, Jason Lau. They'll be coached by Orlando Rivera, Sifu Cliff, the Navy SEALs, Sifu Chow, Sifu Simac, and more. So you know these 185-pounders are going to be given everything they have. Go to warriorisland.info to find out how you can join the Warrior Island family and how you may make it into the island. Get trained by the world's best martial artists. Warrior Island. We're so proud to be bringing this great action to you. We've been working on a comic book series for many years. Buy a comic and save the world. It's a real thing. We teach bullies how to become protectors instead of offenders. Our Warrior Island Tiki code is the key. Let's go cage side. Get this one underway.
Mr. Carlos Rodriguez will serve for this bout, the co-main event. We have a 28-year-old who is making his debut MMA appearance. This U.S. Army veteran stands at 5'9" and weighs 181.4 pounds. He represents Method MMA. Originally, he is from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and he now fights outside of Forest Hill, Maryland. In the blue corner, Lirim Lenny Rufati. His opponent is a 22-year-old who seeks to achieve a 2-0 record after his victory at GPG 25 in recent months. Standing at 6'1" and weighing 181.9 official pounds, he represents Hands Up Studio right here in this facility in Voorhees, New Jersey. He hails from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. In the red corner, Anthony Odin's son, Bryson.
All right, you got the particulars. Getting a good look at Anthony Bryson right there. Again, he KO'd Edward Cersei in his debut. Did that in New Jersey, hence all the New Jersey fans coming to his fight. You want to get people coming to your fight, knock out your opponents. And here we go, scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division. That's 185 pounds. Anthony Bryson on the top of your screen in the cage board shorts. Left hand, 2 left hands. Oh, good night. Good night. Lenny, the Gorilla Rufati, in a 10-second knockout of Anthony Bryson. 2 left hooks. And you can see the blood under the right eye of Anthony Bryson being talked to by the cage side physician. And it was lightning fast. Oh my goodness. What a way to make your fighting debut. This wasn't just Lenny the Gorilla's debut, it was his fighting debut. He has never been in the cage before for an official fight. He's an amateur. And that is how you start your fighting career right there. Congratulations, Lenny the Gorilla Rufati. What a case he made to get on to Warrior Island. And when you're ready to vote your favorite fighter on the island, or even make your case to fight on the island, visit warriorisland.info for more information. What a great night of fights from London, from Portugal, and of course the good old USA. For One Family Media, I'm Jordan J. Adams, saying we'll see you next time on Warrior Island Fight Night.
Oh, what a great night of fights. You know, some real unexpected turnouts there, but everything was fantastic, and what character and heart these athletes showed out there tonight.
Unbelievable. You know, sometimes you go into a fight and you look at, check out these fighters, you got your favorite fighter, you think one's going to win, but it doesn't end up that way because sometimes, you get a rear naked choke, you get a knockout, you just don't expect it. But what you do though, you see these fighters, you see that they have more respect.
Yes.
We search out the promotions around the world. We search out the fighters, the coaches, the dojos of people that show the respect, the honor, the empathy of what it would take to come to Warrior Island, fighting for your voted home to get that vote, and then to go to Warrior Island, train with these masters, and that's what this is all about. So this week you watch these fighters, you're gonna go vote for them. Hey, next week you might see another fighter, but it's all about you, the fans, and the character of these fighters in the cage to bring them to Warrior Island.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point there, James. For the fans at home who are watching and getting ready to vote, you don't necessarily have to vote for the winner of the fight. There may have been an athlete in there tonight that showed so much heart, showed so much character, that you actually want to vote for them, even though they may not have won their particular fight. Just based on their character, you're compelled to vote for them.
It's a great point, and Jay, that's why we have the Tiki Code, the code of honor, the Tiki Code of respect, the Tiki Code of integrity, empathy. Just because you were born with this ability to be a great warrior fighter doesn't mean you knock somebody down. It actually shows more power to pick somebody up when they're down. And you'll notice that we kind of gravitate towards those kinds of fighters, those warriors, and that's what you should look for. Someone that stands out as a good character person or needs development and work. And that's what they do. You're going to vote up to 10 times on all the social media.
All right, well, to do that, you're going to want to go to warriorisland.info, and he's going to let you vote 10 times. So take advantage of that. Get to that website right now.
So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, vote. We want you to have a voice up to 10 times per device.
All right, what can we look forward to next week on Warrior Island?
You know what? This has been a great night of fights, but we have one every week. So tune in every week. You have new fighters, new venues around the world, whether it's Portugal, whether it's London, whether it's different spots in the United States. We would search the world and globe for this. And here's the other thing. You don't just have to vote for fighters in these cages. You can have fighters on YouTube that aren't even in the cage that you can vote for. So even the fighters at home and promoters at home, you can upload videos and fights to us from around the world. And we have wild cards where you can actually make the island and not even be in the cage.
Oh my God, amazing. Well, next week you're not going to want to miss it. I want to personally thank you, Ronan James Jefferson, for putting this together. It's a great vision. You're helping the world. You're helping all these athletes. Thank you so much. I can't wait for next week.
You're a great partner, man. Not once did I try to have to defend any kicks or punches or chokes for Mr. J. Adams, one of the best in the world in decades of commentating. But great to have him here. He's our Jeff Probst.
We'll see you next time on Warrior Island.
Favorite fighter at warriorisland.info.